Hey all, Bree from the No Guilt Mom podcast, and I have got a gift for you this holiday season. If you love the No Guilt Mom podcast, and I mean love the No Guilt Mom podcast, then tell us about it. Leave us a review, and you can be entered to win a No Guilt Mom gift card. All you have to do is leave a review, take a screenshot, and then simply go to noguiltmom.com/review to enter our giveaway for a free No Guilt Mom gift card, simply for telling us what you think about the podcast. It is amazing. But don't delay. Get right on this, as we're going to be giving away that No Guilt Mom gift card on December 21st. So get right on over and visit noguiltmom.com/review.
Welcome to the No Guilt Mom podcast. I am your host, Joanne Crone, joined here by my lovely co-host, Bree Tucker.
Well, hello, everybody. How are you?
Today is an exciting day. It's an exciting week.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Exciting week because Homework 911 and Homework Mastery, it is open for this week only.
It's so awesome. Like, this is part of my favorite stuff, is just getting to help families and getting to see the Homework 911 and the Homework Mastery, especially Homework Mastery, because my kids be in middle school.
Yeah.
It's a huge help with that organization and teaching them at a bare minimum how to take notes, because that's just something that, that's a hard thing.
And if you don't know what we're talking about Homework 911 and Homework Mastery, if you've ever struggled with homework with your kids, if you feel like they won't do their homework unless you're standing right over them, or if you're like asking continuously, like, when's this assignment due? Did you turn that in? What do you have to study for? Oh my gosh, Homework 911 and Homework Mastery, it is going to be your new best friend, because it's a course your kids take. You don't take it. Your kids take it.
It's nothing extra for you, which I love. I mean, I think that was a huge thing, because I'll admit, like, way back in the day when you were first doing it, we did have Homework 911 for parents.
We did have it for parents, but
and then we realized that really wasn't who needed the help.
No, it's the kids. The kids need to change, not the parents. Parents are great. No.
The only thing that we need to do as parents, and I am so guilty of this, is letting go of the control of it sometimes.
The control, yeah.
Because what can I say? We're smart. Parents are smart.
Yes,
we have a
all
lot
smart.
of experience. Mm-hmm. We know what's going to probably be the pitfalls.
Yeah.
So we try to help our kids avoid them. But what happens is, if you're constantly reminding your kid to walk around the pit in the middle of the road,
yeah,
when they're walking without you, what's going to happen? They're going to fall into the pit.
Yeah. It's like, because we have like all this experience. We have all this experience and we want to impart this experience. But a lot of times it's not the best way for people to learn. People need to experience it themselves with, we give them a cushion.
Right.
It's not like we're pushing them off a cliff or something. We give them a cushion.
No. But again, like, if we weren't there to help them, then so that's why it's like, okay, I want you to be able to figure this out while I'm still here in the home, able to help, like, around.
Yes. So that is what we're going to help you with today. We're going to give you 3 steps to get your kids to focus during homework. And spoiler alert, it is giving up some of that control, but we'll help you through it and we'll show you how to do it in a way that you feel good about. So let's get on with the show.
You want mom life to be easier. That's our goal too. Our mission is to raise more self-sufficient and independent kids, and we're going to have fun doing it. We're going to help you delegate and step back. Each episode will tackle strategies for positive discipline, making our kids more responsible and making our lives better in the process. Welcome to the No Guilt Mom podcast.
Okay, so let's talk about this getting kids to focus, because I feel like a lot of parents will hear this title, getting kids to focus, and they're like, okay, I need to do A, B, and C to get my kids to focus. But really, that's not the case. A lot of times it's a pull back rather than like a push in.
Right, because a lot of times I think with our kids, and I don't know if I want to say like it's a societal thing, but they feel like we're there to do it all for them.
Yeah.
Right? And that's a big deal to them. Like, they just expect it from us.
Sometimes they do. They do because I think that we've done it in the past. And like with this whole pulling back method, with any change in your life, there's going to be some pushback. There's going to be some struggle because before your kids have been used to you like standing over them, telling them like what to do. And when you pull back, these strategies are going to give to you like, it's going to be hard. It's going to be a little hard. There's going to be some tears, but it is okay because you know what? Change is hard. And if change were easy, everybody would be doing it and everybody would have like their lives working perfectly and there would be like no struggle whatsoever. But struggle is what makes the change and we are going to help you through it. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. But you're going to listen to this and you're going to be like, like not going to work for my kid. My kid won't do their homework like that. Like I have to be over them, Joanne and Brie. I have to be over them. And we're telling you, no, you don't. And we're going to help you be a little more okay with it, hopefully, by the end of this episode.
I think a big thing, too, is that you have to try and just let it happen.
Yeah, it's
like you have to give it a little
hard.
bit of time.
It's hard. It's so hard because you have this fear in you. You're like, oh my gosh, but if I let it go for 1 second, my kid is like going to fail out of second grade and they're going to live in a van by the river. We always go to the van by the river.
Yeah, I have that thought process. It's going to be like, then they're going to fail high school, then they're going to drop out, and they're never going to get a job, and they're going to end up living in my basement, and then I'm going to kick them out. They're going to end up in a van that's down by the river.
It's so funny because we don't really have rivers in Phoenix, and I like how that's like the first one we go to.
Down by the canal.
The van by the canal. And yeah, it's going to be bad.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So, all right. So I think the biggest thing, like you said, right, is stepping back.
Stepping back.
We'll be right back after a quick break. We're hitting that time of year where my brain gets so overloaded in December that I look for anything to make life easier. And I have to say, Brie, that Green Chef is one of those services.
Yes, Green Chef is there to take away the dreaded, oh my goodness, what are we going to eat for dinner tonight? You can eat clean all holiday long with over 80 weekly meal options each week featuring things like quick and easy, protein-packed, calorie-smart, or my personal favorite, the keto options.
And you don't have to lose track of healthy eating habits during the holidays because every Green Chef customer gets a free session with one of their registered dietitians who can walk you through how to make clean eating work for you, which is very cool.
And I have to say that I have been loving their recipes lately. They put things together I have never thought of. This week, we're trying the lemon basil caper pork with sauteed cauliflower, bell peppers, almonds, and feta cheese, my favorite. Their recipes make it so easy to support my wellness goals without skipping on flavor.
For Green Chef's best deal of the year, get $250 off with code NGM250 at greenchef.com/NGM250. That's greenchef.com/NGM250. And don't forget to use that code NGM250 to get $250 off.
Green Chef, the #1 meal kit for eating well.
My son is playing a game right now on his computer where he's a thief and the cops are after him. So I'm so excited about this new app, Give As We Grow, where instead of being the quote unquote bad guys, kids are practicing giving back.
That is so cool, Joanne. I really wish that there was something like this when my kids were younger that got them excited about giving back to others and helped them build a better understanding of what it really means to volunteer.
Give As We Grow is the first of its kind free educational mobile app for children ages 8 to 11 that teaches kids via fun, service-focused minigame quests to tap into their unique talents and interests to help others.
And did you know that studies show that there is a biological connection between generosity and happiness, and that volunteering improves people's physical and mental health? I mean, kids who volunteer typically do better in school and are less likely to engage in risky behaviors. And that is something that I think we all want for our kids.
Ready to spark a new movement in generosity? Find and download Give As We Grow for free in the App Store for Android and iOS. And for resources for the whole family, visit giveaswegrow.org.
So, all right. So I think the biggest thing, like you said, right, is stepping back.
Stepping back. So first, I feel like you need to know a little bit about self-motivation theory, because one of the things that keeps people self-motivated is this feeling of autonomy, that feeling that you have control over your own life. Someone's not telling you what to do. Someone's not like restricting you from doing all the things, but like your choices actually matter. That's autonomy. And when we give our kids this autonomy, they're going to be more self-motivated to do things by themselves without us nagging them. So here's how we're going to do it. So the first one, We need to pretend like we have duct tape over our mouths.
I love this one because anytime you tell somebody to do some duct taping, like it's just their face, it just is like,
it's
what?
Fear. It's
Wait, you want me to do
fear.
what?
Yeah, because
it's a hard one.
We're so used to doing things. We're so used to telling the directions. We're so used to being like, first you do this, then you do that, then you do that. But when we do that, we take away the autonomy. We take away that control our kids feel over their lives because they have this parent saying, oh, here's what you need to do and do it this way.
Right. They feel like they don't need to worry about it. And I think all parents have run through this, no matter how much you think that you've let your kids do things on their own. Mm-hmm. How many times have you had something going on? Like I'm trying to think, like just the other day with my kids, we had to be somewhere at 3:00 and I'm like, okay, you need to get your laundry done today, right? And my son's like, yeah. I'm like, all right. So how long does it take to do laundry? And he's like, well, the washer takes 30 minutes, dryer an hour. Okay. So an hour and a half. Uh-huh. So what time do you need to start your laundry? And you just stared at me. When you come in to remind me? No. Wrong answer. And then you had one time too where your daughter didn't wake up for school one time.
Oh yeah, my daughter didn't wake up for school and she was like, okay, hurry mom, hurry. We have to get out of the house. And I'm like, I'm just taking my time because I know I'm like, it was not my responsibility to get up on time and get you out of the bed.
Yeah, because then she come in and was like, nobody woke me up.
Yeah, nobody woke me up. And we had so many discussions about setting an alarm clock and her being responsible for it. But she needed to experience that little bit of fear that she'd be late. That was what fixed the problem for good. Once she experienced that fear, then it became her choice as to whether she'd wake up or not.
Right. So like, even though no matter how many times we give our kids that autonomy, there's going to be times where they're going to still rely on us, but we need to fight that urge and just step back.
And they're going to mess up. And a lot of times when I see my kids mess up, I don't rush in to save them because I know that this little mess up, it's not going to hurt them for the rest of their lives. They're going to be okay. And actually this mess up is going to help them in the future because they'll actually see the real consequences of their behavior.
Yes.
It's not just that mom and dad are like yelling at them, telling them to hurry up. It's that, oh shoot, like I need to like do this, else this will happen. And it's just more realistic. So the duct tape thing, it goes completely contrary to what we've been taught. Like we don't want to fight during homework. So to not fight, just take yourself out of it.
And now I know that sounds scary, right? Because immediately your brain is screaming to you, but if I take myself out of it, it won't get done.
Yes. And that is a frequent fear that it won't get done. And you know what? It might not get done those first few times.
But it also might get done.
It might get done too.
You never know until you let it try.
Yeah. So
let it go.
I'm not saying that just completely stepping back from homework, your kids are going to miraculously do homework themselves. That does not happen. But what I am saying is that when you step back from homework, you then become the observer and you could see, oh, okay, so my kid is doing this and my kid is doing that and they're distracted by this. And then the hard part is letting the not natural consequences happen.
Right.
Is letting your kid feel that like wave of panic when they have this Zoom class they're supposed to be at and it's 20 minutes late and they have not logged on it yet. So guess who's going to have to deal with the teacher and say they're late? They will. They need to deal with the consequences of their actions. If they don't get their homework done and they come into class, who's going to have to deal with the teacher? They will. They need to deal with it.
That's actually a really, really good point. I think that right now, the situation we're in right now, some people have their kids that are doing at home, online schooling, virtual schooling, and then some parents have their kids in person and some parents have both going on. They have the hybrid.
It's hard.
And it is hard, but that brings up a really good point. If you were back to traditional schooling and everybody was there in person and your child was late coming in, like let's say you have a setup like what we had where we would drop off our kids and they would go on the playground and then like at a certain time the bell would ring, everybody had to go inside. What would happen if your kids stayed on the playground? They would be late coming in school. Would the school call you as a mom and be like, hey, why was Johnny late? No, he would have to deal with it in person right there.
Yeah, some schools would call. I know some teachers would be like, oh, it's your responsibility to have your kid here on time for school. No, not at this stage of the game. It is not. If your kid's late like once or twice, it's not going to make a difference. And I say that with all the love. And I know probably like the discomfort you're feeling with this. But if your kid's late for school, it's going to be okay. And if you feel uncomfortable with it, give the teacher a heads up in the beginning. Be like, we are working on my child being responsible for himself. So he might be late. And if he's late, can you please address it with him? And I think teachers would respect that. I mean, being a former teacher, I'd be like, oh, yeah, definitely. I can get on them that they're late. No problem. Check.
Well, I think a big thing, too, is that, and I think all of us as parents have dealt with this at one point or another, where kids, like, I could say something to them 15 gazillion times, but then when they go over to their friend's house and their friend's dad says it or their friend's mom says it, all of a sudden it's this, boom, what? Did you know? And I'm like, in my head, I'm like imagining smacking them across the head. It's like, I told you that 20 times and you told me I was wrong.
That happens all the time. Right? All the time with me too. Yeah. I'll like tell my kids something and they'll be like, well, Mrs. Griffin said that. I'm like, well, of course. If Mrs. Griffin says it, then it's like gold.
Yeah. Yeah. So they listen better. They take it better from other people. And the teacher's word holds a lot of water for your kids.
It does.
It really does.
So that's our first tip, duct tape. Just try not to do it. Make them totally responsible for their actions.
We'll be right back after a quick break.
Hey, all, Bree here, and I wanted to share one of my favorite gifts to give during the holiday season, a Storyworth book. It is the most amazing gift ever. Storyworth is an online service that lets you create a special and unique gift of someone's story. I've given Storyworth books to both of my parents, and it has been their favorite gift, hands down. And did I mention it is so easy? Storyworth emailed my parents questions every week that I handpicked from their massive list of questions that they have. All my parents had to do was open their email and answer them. That easy. I asked my dad questions like, did you have any rules that you set for yourself as a parent, which you immediately broke? And he did. I even asked both of my parents, are you more like your mom or your dad? And they shared a lot of really amazing qualities that I didn't know about my grandparents at the time. Then at the end of the year, Storyworth compiles all of their answers, puts them into this gorgeous book that covers everything. My parents love showing us their books, and I personally love getting a chance to read them. With Storyworth, I am giving those I love a thoughtful and personal gift from the heart that preserves their memories and stories for years to come. Go to storyworth.com/NGM and save $10 on your first purchase. That's storyworth.com/NGM to save $10 on your first purchase.
This message is sponsored by Greenlight. It is so hard to raise kids who know how to manage money. Bree, right now, my kids are all about earning money for presents. My daughter wants to get presents for all of her friends, and my son is doing a Secret Santa with his friends.
Oh, I hear you. And if you're looking to raise kids that are financially responsible, we have got a lifesaver recommendation for you that you need to check out. It is Greenlight. Greenlight is a debit card and money app made for families that gives kids and teens an easy and fun way to gain financial literacy, all while giving parents peace of mind.
You can send instant money transfers, automate allowance, and even keep an eye on kids' spending with real-time notifications. Meanwhile, your kids can begin their journey towards financial autonomy by learning how to save, invest, and spend wisely.
So sign up for Greenlight today and get your first month free when you go to greenlight.com/NGM.
That's greenlight.com/NGM to try Greenlight for free. Greenlight.com/NGM.
The second one is give them permission to take some break. Like when we're mad, when we're frustrated, we don't learn. Like no one learns.
True.
So if your child is getting mad at homework, if they're crying that they don't understand an answer, I mean, this happens in math homework all the time. I don't get it. This isn't how my teacher showed me to do it. And usually our first instinct is to be like, okay, take a deep breath. Let's calm down. Let's work through it. And then what happens when we say that?
They get more mad.
Oh, yeah. It's like, no.
Oh, that's what
like
my daughter would be like, breathing doesn't work for me. Yeah, it does. You're still alive.
Yeah,
anyway, she doesn't appreciate that response.
Yeah, it does. You're still alive.
Breathing works. But yes.
I have those responses still.
Yeah. But yes, like the meltdown gets bigger. And you know what? How would you feel if you were having a hard time with something? You knew you were about to hit your limit. So I know that I get frustrated when I'm doing things. So one thing that really super frustrates me, I'm going to be a little bit embarrassing about myself here, is setting up the little buttons in my car to open my garage door opener.
Oh, yeah.
And I know that when I'm getting really angry and I'm getting to the point where I'm about ready to chuck that stupid controller through the window, I need to stop and take a break.
Yes.
And it would make me mad if someone told me, oh, come on, Bree, just power through.
You'd be like, nope, coming at you.
Yeah, exactly. I'll power through this remote at your head. How's that feel?
So kids have the same thing. Yeah.
Hopefully not as violent as me, but no, I'm joking. I'm joking.
No, but
I may think it in my head, but I'm not going to actually do it. And our kids,
it's the animal.
Frustrated.
It's the animal reaction, though. It's like it's going into our downstairs brain, where like all of our animal instincts are, so that when we feel mad, we feel frustrated, we become like totally in that downstairs brain, and we're like a monkey throwing things at people, like who's like in the corner. It's a totally natural reaction, but it's hard though, because when you give kids permission to take breaks, many parents may think, "Oh, isn't that a reward? Can't they just go and play video games?"
Nope.
No. A break is really for the mind to like reset and calm down. So the first time you use this, like when I used it, I would just like close my kids' books and take them away and being like, okay, we're not ready to do homework right now. And they didn't respond with yeah, you're right, Mom. I need a break. They got louder and they screamed and they cried, and usually it ended with like a stomp up the stairs, and then I heard the bedroom door slam, all the theatrics, all the drama. But we're playing the long game here instead of playing the short game. So short term, we're going to have some drama. Long term, it is going to go drama free.
In the long term, the one thing I love about this is that the long term isn't as long as it seems.
It's not. It may seem long like when you're in it, but then you look back and you're like, wow, that was only really kind of a few weeks of struggle.
If that.
Yeah. Because what happens is that when we allow them to take a break and they stomp away, you just let them be. Leave them alone. May take 10 minutes, may take 20 minutes, may take a few hours. They're going to come back. Especially, hopefully, they're not in a room where there's video games or anything like that.
And you can
take that out.
Right. I was going to say, like, and when it comes to the breaks, you talk about it. Like, what are acceptable breaks? Riding your bike, going for a walk, dance party, whatever.
Maybe like putting headphones over your ears and listening to some music. I know that calms my son down.
Oh, I love that. Like that is my when I get really frustrated, that's my thing. I will go outside. I will open up my Spotify, listen to my list, and just go for a short walk. I normally take my dog with me too. And honestly, he helps me because watching him trot. He's so happy. He gets to go on a walk. He just keeps turning around looking at me. I'm so excited we're walking. I don't care that you're really angry right now. I'm just so happy. So
it just brightens your mood.
But again,
it's
like things
break.
like that, whatever works for your kids. Maybe your kid, wants to go do some yoga, do headstands, whatever. You guys can have a discussion about what those limits are, but we would definitely say that you don't need to let them play video games. You don't need to let them have screen time.
No video games, no screen time, just a break for your mind to unwind and get focused again.
Yeah.
So that brings us to our third one,
rewards.
But it's not rewards in the traditional sense where like, you had that sticker chart in school and your teacher would come by and be like, oh, you're on task. Here you go. You get a sticker. Or, oh, you did your homework. Here you go. You get a sticker. And maybe you were a kid who loved the stickers. I love the stickers. Oh my gosh. If you want to motivate me, give me a sticker. It still works as an adult.
Oh yeah. No, I liked them too. I like the bigger, the brighter, the shinier. And I was a real big, what I call good dog. Like I really liked the pats on the head.
Oh,
and you did a good job, Brie.
Oh my gosh.
Big.
When I was going to Weight Watchers in the meetings, like if you share a win, they give you a sticker.
Ooh.
And so I share a win. I'd be like, I got my sticker. But the thing is, with these rewards, they're rewards that kids set themselves. So actually, the Weight Watchers meeting is a really great example because that wasn't somebody arbitrarily deciding that I get a sticker. That was me saying like, oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to get a sticker. I knew what my reward was. I controlled if I got the reward or not.
Yeah, because you controlled whether or not you said anything or not.
Yes, I controlled whether I said anything or not. So with kids, we want them to be able to control their rewards. So an example of this is like my daughter loves fruit snacks. Like she still loves fruit snacks as a 7th grader. But as a kindergartner, you tell her she gets a fruit snack for something and she'd do anything for that packet.
I think that would work for a lot of, yeah, I can see that across the board.
So she decided that whenever she finished her homework, she'd get a pack of fruit snacks. And I agreed because that's part of the thing with rewards. You as a parent, you agree to the reward too.
Right. So because we talked about this before we were doing the recording. So like my kids it's something that my kid would try to say. And again, mine are older, junior high. They get kind of sneaky at that age group. My daughter would be like, okay, my reward is I get $10 every time I'm done my homework.
You're like,
and Joanne's like, yeah, no, because they need somebody else for that.
Yeah.
That's how you get out of that, parents. Because sometimes they walk and you're like, oh crap, did I really just walk into that one? No, you didn't. You're okay. Beep, beep, beep. Back yourself out of it. You're okay. It comes down to it has to be a reward that they can do themselves.
Yes. They have to be able to do it themselves. They have to get it themselves. They are in control of their rewards. Some other ideas for rewards, like my son, he loves watching Roblox videos on YouTube.
I do not get that, but they all like it.
Oh my
gosh.
The heck? His favorite is this guy. It's called Gaming with Kev, and he's actually really funny. So like I've watched these YouTube videos, and he's really funny. So I allow those YouTube videos. With Roblox.
I just don't understand them watching videos of other kids playing games. Okay. But you know.
Did you have an old school Nintendo when you were growing up? Okay, so I had an old school Nintendo. Do you remember Nintendo Power magazine where it told you like how to get through all the levels of the games?
No, those existed?
Oh my gosh, yeah. So I love Nintendo Power because it would tell you like how to beat all the games.
I just lost at all of them.
That's what the YouTube videos are. They're telling like he's watching them and he's figuring out, oh, this is how I can get into secret rooms without being a platinum member. And yeah, so that's the draw there. But playing outside could be a reward. Maybe like riding a bike could be a reward. Playing with an animal, playing fetch.
I mean, yeah, anything. There's a lot of opportunities here for what it can be. And there's also boundaries on what they can't be, but you guys come up with that together. But as much as possible, if it's something that you're comfortable letting your kid do, we say let them do it.
Yes, let them do it if you're comfortable with it. So those are the 3 steps to get your kids to focus during homework. Obviously, they're not exhaustive.
Yeah.
They're going to get you started. And then, you know what? We recommend, like, if this is an issue in your home and you are struggling with homework, come check out Homework 911 and Homework Mastery. It is only open this week. We close it down on Friday. It's phenomenal for so many families. A lot of the parents I talk to tell me that they went from telling their kids what they had to do to the kids telling the parents what they have to do for homework time. The kids will be like, I'm going to do my homework upstairs, or I'm going to do my homework at this time. And they do it. And it just is that shift of responsibility. It takes the weight off your shoulders and it puts it on your kid. It's amazing.
Right. And think of all the other things that you can do once your child starts to become more self-sufficient and self-motivated.
Oh my gosh. Think of all the time that opens up. There is a lot of time that opens up. Like, I don't stress if my kids have something for homework due, because I knew like it's not my responsibility.
Right.
In fact, I push back a little bit because like sometimes teachers will send home family assignments. And I'm like, what do you mean a family assignment? Like, I am not in school anymore.
I finished 2nd grade. Thank you.
Finished this. And like teachers have the best of intentions, and because they're all told to encourage family involvement.
Right.
But my stubborn side comes out.
You know, again, that's where it comes back to some advice you've given before, where it's like, talk to the teacher about things.
Talk to the teacher about things.
I can guarantee the teacher didn't want it to be a fight in the evening. So,
no. So remember, the best mom's a happy mom. Take care of you. We'll see you next time.
Thanks so much for stopping by. Are you looking for something to listen to with your whole family? Then check out 6 Minutes, produced and created by Gen Z Media. With over 200 twisty, cliffhanger-filled episodes, 6 Minutes tells the story of 11-year-old Holiday, who was pulled from the icy waters with no memory of who she is or where she came from.
3 years ago, Brinley Pasternak helped the Anders family uncover the truth about Holiday's past. Now she'll need them to help her find the truth about hers. In 6 Minutes Out of Time, the long-awaited sequel, Cyrus Anders is found unconscious near the mysterious Elixir Academy in Florida, and Brinley learns the school may have a shocking connection to her missing mother.
Dive in now and get the most downloaded family audio adventure in history. Follow 6 Minutes wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen early and ad-free with the GZM family subscription.